Okay, I'm right back with you because just when I finished the previous video, thinking about gratitude, I started singing again straight away. Music is my first love, and it will be my last. Music of the future, music of the past. Sorry, I'll change keys there. But all of music has just helped in my life so much. So all of the musicians and Freddie Mercury, the Queen, but all musicians, Elbow particularly, Radiohead, the Smiths. I could just go on and on. Now, also time to act, when to act, when not to act. I think this is Shakespeare, but readiness is the all. Readiness to be ready, when to act, when not to act. So I need to tell you about my time wandering the streets without my key and without money. So I met a man on the streets, actually on the steps. Steps are very relevant to the story, but we were sitting on descending steps. That well, he was sitting. I sat next to him and asked where he was from, what his name was. He is from Nigeria. His name was Ishmael, and strangely, there is an Ishmael at uh, at Dudu's African Centre, which is a nice link. But this Ishmael and the story, the link here is Melville's Moby Dick, and in Italian you would call it Moby Dick o la Balena. The original is Moby Dick or the Whale. Yeah. Interestingly, the rainbow, I'm not sure if I've mentioned before, in Italian, the symbol of hope is Arco de Balena, the, the arch of the whale, the jump of the whale. Nice God coincidence there. Ishmael, we spoke about his life here. He has been in Sicily for 3 years, I think, and he makes money by there is a system where they immigrants kind of look after your car where it's parked, will guide you to a parking space for a mancha, which means tip. Mancha sounds like eat as well. Small tip, €1 or something like that, and they will look after your car for you. That's how he makes his money, kind of coordinating. But it's not a great deal of money, and at all not really enough to survive. It's such a difficult life. The other way that immigrants make money here is by waiting outside supermarkets with the hat um, con la cappello, uh, con il cappello. Uh, I think io penso. And anyway, that's when you get your shopping, just give someone, they stand there for hours, 4 or 5 hours. The man or the gentleman that I've seen in Bagheria and in Castrovillari, not many people give them the €1. Give what you can. If you can't give €1, give 50 cents. If you can't give 50 cents, there was another African man outside a church who I will come to later. I only had 10 cents. and I gave it to him, and he was very, well, not very, but he was appreciative, 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 appreciative. Oh, I'm struggling with words today. He appreciated it. Give what you can. Do you really need that extra coffee? €1, it's gone, espresso. That man at the supermarket has been waiting uh, for 5 hours for just a little bit of help. So yeah, try and give what you can. Be generous, don't be mean. Remember, mean has two connotations: not a nice person and not giving. Um, I'll quickly talk about the man that I gave 10 cents to. He was at the church just outside La Boucherie, where they have very kind of posh show weddings. I say show weddings, it's in a church, but everyone dressed in their finery. And this poor gentleman was sitting on the steps. He asked me for money. I said, sorry, I don't have that much. I gave him the 10 cents. He said, okay, thank you. And then I prayed outside the church. I didn't go inside the church because we will come to that later, I think. But I prayed outside the church. He said, well, what are you doing? I said, oh, he told me to get out of the way because people walk past. And I said, okay. And I prayed to the side and I said, and he said, okay. He was from Ghana. I didn't catch his name. I didn't get his name. But his feet were in a bad way, like my feet are in a bad way, from walking around with no money, like an immigrant would. So I'm very happy that I have some small element of understanding of what it is like to be someone like Ishmael. Sorry, no one would pay this man that I gave the 10 cents to. He said they just walk past. They just walk past. But I have some small understanding of what Ishmael might have gone through, but it's nothing in comparison because I always had the safety net of my family, of my friends. Would always be okay. I luckily can sing. If I have a guitar, I could make some money. I can't imagine having to travel, make that dangerous journey, and to arrive with absolutely nothing and have to improvise. In Spain, the immigrants collect rubbish, and you see them walking around with huge trolleys full of rubbish. You have to do what you have to do to survive. You know, it's amazing. Well, it's not amazing. It's terrible that they are forced into that situation. Ishmael on the steps. Yeah, so he told me about well, he didn't really explain about his game. He apologized that he was doing that instead of speaking to me, which was really kind. I spoke about my music project, and we talked about Africa, and he said, you know, uh, it's still like slavery. He said it's instead of taking the people now, you just take the resources and you keep the slaves there. He also mentioned uh, a few things. Uh, he said that the children in the West or the children in Europe aren't raised with the same kind of moral standards as they are in Africa, but all of the leaders become corrupt and want to keep the power that they have in Africa and don't want to, and to expand, and us in the Western civilization don't allow Africa to expand and grow with knowledge, because we haven't supplied universities or spreads that potential of intelligent growth, growth of intelligence. And that's not saying that African, there are many intelligent African people, but we haven't given them the structure. And now, yes, now, but it's spoon fed. This is only feed, or let the line out to feed Africa just as much as we can get away with, really, which is a crime. What else did he say? He has a family. He has, son, I think he said, to support. So that's not easy. And I said something which I've seen at Dudu's, the African Centre. The African story, it's a quote on one of the walls. The African story must be told in Africa by Africans. I'm hoping that my brief 1 day experience of having no money, no food, an empty stomach, nowhere to sleep, I hope that experience gives me the smallest bridge, ponte, to understanding. And hopefully when Dudu and I speak later about African music and the culture and what's going on with Africa, hopefully I can come from a small element of understanding. They say that if you should walk a mile in a man's moccasins, that's an ancient Native American. I don't know why we call them Native Indians, but they are holy, so maybe there is a connection. But Native Americans, to understand someone, you must try walking in their shoes, being them for a mile for 1 day. Yeah, so I think I've done that. And 13 is the time there. So that's unlucky for some, they say. But let's talk about numerology. 1, 3, let's combine them, it makes 4. 4 is halfway to infinity, 8. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's unlucky for some, they would say. So I'm going to leave it there and kind of work out what else I need to do today. I'm going to try and get this interview done with Dudu later. But we're still at 8:45, so plenty of time. We are lucky. Noi fortuna. Us. We are lucky. And that's not, you are lucky to have me, I am just a monkey. I'm just telling you these things. Oh, thank you to Derek as well. Derek is my monkey, the king of the bongo bong. He just sits there and says nothing. And sometimes that's important. He's taught me more lessons. He should have been there in my spiritual guides, maybe as the top. What a wise monkey. Anyway, we're coming closer to 15 minutes now, which is a good sign. 3:15. and 1-6 evil. 1-5, sorry, 6 evil. So a good time to stop. A bit of both. Ciao for now. Sawadee krap. Good day. See you later.